The Benchmade Bugout. You either love it or you hate it. I don't know, hate is a strong word, but there's guys that love them. And then there's guys like me that think, what's the point? Like, I mean, it's not a bad knife, okay? It's not. It's just not a great knife. And I think they're overpriced. And there are better options than the Benchmade Bugout. But it is an iconic knife. They've been around forever. Obviously, people are still buying them, or they wouldn't be selling them, and they wouldn't be raising the prices. One of these things doesn't look like the other on here, right? We have this other one that is a Bugout that's been customized, modded. It's a custom build. It's different. And I don't know how I feel about it. I don't like it still. Okay. And that's just me, and that's okay. You can leave your comments down below and tell me your thoughts. I would love to hear it, as would others. So basically, the only thing left is the mechanism and the hardware. I mean, there's not much to it, so that doesn't really say a lot, right? Oh, and the pocket clip, I think, is the original Benchmade. Yeah. Okay. This belongs to a friend of mine, and I love zirconium. And this is zirconium scales from a company called Menton Boss. Menton Boss, here in California somewhere. I didn't look them up. I'll see if they have a website I can try to find. I don't love the oil slick look. That's really a personal thing. I do love zirconium, as I've talked about with my brand new zirconium torch from Yellow Day Energy. This thing is totally badass, by the way. I absolutely love the matte black finish of this so much. Okay. But I also have a zirconium tactile turn pen. With its ridges and stuff, it doesn't actually look polished. So I love this pen also. And I love the Hellraiser, and I happen to have some Black Death series that came with the zirconium bolsters, and a couple of them came with zirconium pocket clips as well. All right, so, and my RJ Martin Q36 SS came with a zirconium pocket clip. I like zirconium. I actually would like a knife with zirconium scales. However, not in the oil slick. I like the matte finish. It's just my thing. And the polished version, it just has fingerprints and smudges. It's you know, the oil slick one doesn't do that as much, so it's okay. All right, so obviously the blade is different. Let's get a couple of these out just to show. The blade came from Transparent Knives, and it is in MagnaCut with the spidey hole, the thumb hole. My understanding is that they actually test every blade that they do for their HRC, and this one came out at 64.7 on the HRC scale. Now, the action on this thing is kind of shocking to me. This one here is a little more broken in. Super snappy and snaps closed. This one, super snappy. Takes a second to kind of get it closed because it's not quite as free-flowing. This one, sort of snappy, but is not a closer. You can flip it around. So the action on this one, in my opinion, kind of sucks compared to the normal Bugouts. Sorry to the owner. But I don't like the action. And I don't know that I love the thumb hole. It works, but I kind of think I like the thumb stud better. But that's totally personal preference. But I really do not like the closing because it really does take a very intent, you have to close it, right? Those times that it did not close, that was not on purpose. Like they just didn't close. So this one is a little bit, got more weight to it. And all around is probably a decent option. However, pricing wise, I don't know what these all cost, right? These are expensive to begin with, and you kind of need to start with that. And then you've got to get zirconium scales, which I'm guessing are a couple $100. And then you've got to get a blade from Transparent Knives. Again, probably $100 blade. I don't know. I should have probably asked the owner, but pricing wise, it's kind of a touchy thing. I don't necessarily want to ask people, hey, how much did you pay for that custom knife? How much did you pay for that, right? Not really what the channel's about. I think that they did a really nice job on the blade. It is sharp, belt satin finish. The whole, you either take it or leave it. It's got the swedge there. I mean, I think they did an overall very nice job. It does have a harsh edge on both sides of the blade here at the top. And that could be on purpose so that you can use a fire, strike it against a ferro rod. I would have, if I'm going the custom bladed route, I would have crowned the blade. Or done something a little, even than just chamfered the edges. For me, again, this is personal thoughts. The blade shape is okay. The zirconium is done really well. I do like the black hardware. The milling on it is very nice. So all in all, I like the quality of this, even if I don't like the actual aesthetics. Zirconium, just like a matte zirconium, would be freaking fantastic on this knife, I think. And, well, something fell out. The screw. Like, seriously, what the hell? This screw here just literally fell out of my hand while I was doing the video. What was this, like a T6 maybe? Or is that even an Allen? I can't even tell. I don't know. So I will get that put back in. Well, let's just see. Is it a T6? I have a T6 driver right here with me. Let's just take a look. It is. I don't know what happened there, but again, live TV, folks, so to speak. I don't do a lot of editing. That one was loose. Let's see. Is this one loose? That one's tight. That one's now tight. We're just going to go through. Check them real quick. Because why not? We're here. I got the tool out, right? That one was a little loose in the back there. This one here. Center one was okay. Maybe it did move just a hair. Check these two. Can't get to the one behind the pocket clip, but that's okay. Here's what I use for the tool. Just a channel lock for the T6s. Because I could never find a good bit that I liked. I went through some Weeha bits that I know everybody loves. And Weeha, whatever. I went through some of those. They stripped. Like the T6s are not, I'm just not a fan of. They're so small. You give them any sort of torque and they're not great. Okay, this actually feels a little bit, the action's a little better now. As I misfire. I don't know. What do you guys think about the Bugout Modified? Okay, that's really the question. Now you can get some different options in colors from the factory. coated blades, satin blades, different color scales in G10. They have an aluminum handled one and things like that as well. So you have some options from the factory, or you can go aftermarket and build up some options. I think there's probably better platforms. I keep threatening to do a Spyderco PM2 custom build, if you will. But I just, I'm too into the custom knives for me to buy a PM2 and then all the accessories and build it myself. I don't know. That's just me. I'll spend a couple $100 on the PM2 and then I'll spend $1,000 on the freaking accessories. And I'm just like, that's silly to me. I wish the detent was a little bit stronger on this one. I wish the action was just better. But that's me. Let me know your thoughts. I think I've rambled enough, but I was able to do a little maintenance on my friend's knife. So there's that. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. If you made it this far, comment BM down in the comments.